Hi there, everybody. We're back and we're going to pick up the story about Hannah and her husband Elkanah and an older man, a priest whose name was Eli. And if you remember from yesterday, Hannah was upset because she wanted to have some kids in the family, and Eli promised he would pray for her, and that helped her an awful lot, just knowing that someone was praying for her. So we're going to pick up the story right there, right in the middle of it. So get comfortable, and here we go. In the morning, Hannah and Elkanah went back to the temple. They praised God together, and then they returned to their home. God heard Hannah's prayers. And the next year, something very wonderful happened. Because of Hannah's faith, God answered her prayers and gave her a baby boy. Here's a picture, right? She looks pretty happy there. I think the baby looks happy too. It's really great when a baby is born into a family that's really looking forward to having another child. Sometimes older brothers and sisters, they think, do I really want another kid around here playing with my stuff? That can be a problem sometimes, but on the whole, usually it's nice to have a baby brother or baby sister. And in this case, it was their first child, so they were really happy. And let me tell you how happy they were. It says, Hannah was not sad anymore. She was glad God answered her prayers in this way. They even named the baby Samuel. Now that doesn't sound like a big deal because we're used to hearing the name Samuel and Sam. But this, in their language, the name Samuel meant, I asked God for him. So it's a way, giving him a name like that is a way of saying, this kid is a gift from God. This kid is an answered prayer. Even though Hannah and Elkanah loved their son very much, Hannah didn't forget her promise. She knew that when Samuel was old enough, she would take him to stay with Eli. She wanted Samuel to learn everything there was to know about God's love and God's ways. Samuel grew strong and healthy. He made Hannah very happy. Hannah knew it was time to keep her promise. When she packed Samuel's things, she also packed some gifts for God and Eli the priest. And then the mother and son arrived at the temple, and Hannah went to find Eli. When Hannah found Eli, she told him who she was. Then she said, I prayed for this child, and God answered my prayer. Now I'm here to do as I promised. Here's a picture of what was going on. Hannah was taking little Samuel to the temple where Eli, he lived there, and Samuel was going to learn from him. And he was going to grow up and learn all sorts of things about God by being around there all the time. There are a lot of things we pick up more from being around them than other things. And there it is, and he's happy to be there, and his mother is happy that she can take him there. But they're both a little bit kind of like that very, 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 very first day of school. A little bit wondering, how's it going to go? I'm going to miss this kid during the daytime. And the kid's wondering, sometimes, what's going on at home when I'm here at school? I think recently with everybody at home, getting school at home, probably it's going to be nice to have, when the time comes, a little bit of distance between home and school and to be able to go to both. But Hannah, she took Samuel to learn from Eli. And parents do. They have to take their kids places where they can learn, and sometimes leave them there for a little while. They always come back to get them. But they have to let people learn things on their own. Well, Hannah prayed again to tell God how happy she was. And again she thanked God for blessing her life with Samuel. And Hannah kept her promise and dedicated Samuel's life from that day on to God's service. And then God blessed Hannah even more. She had more children. She had 3 sons and 2 daughters. Hannah had kept her promise and God had blessed her. And so Samuel ended up having a whole bunch of little brothers and sisters. Of course, he was living at the temple, so he didn't have to share everything with them. He was kind of like an only child in his way, and also an older brother in his way. And he probably learned what it was like to love his little brothers and sisters too, which isn't always easy, but it can be done. So if you've got them around you, say goodnight to them too, and everybody sleep well.